Hello everyone, this is the presentation of our paper, VR Whispering, a multi-sensory approach for private conversations in social virtual reality. In today's social virtual reality, you're no longer just a spectator, you're fully present. You can collaborate with colleagues on an immersive whiteboard, attend a lecture where you're not just watching, but actively engaging, crack jokes with friends, or even step into a virtual cinema for movie night. Social VR is transforming how we connect, work, and play. Now, let's immerse ourselves in a real social VR setting. Imagine people talking in a lively chat room and you're here too. And now, you really want to talk to Emily, one of your friends, in private. On current social VR platforms, you have several ways to do that. Option 1, you decide to send Emily a private message. In apps like VR Chat and Roblox, you can use the virtual keyboard to send private text messages. However, users cannot clearly determine whether the text they send will be seen by others, and typing with a virtual keyboard is neither comfortable nor efficient. Option 2. You try moving closer to Emily and talking directly. In VR Chat, users can adjust the message reception range by moving closer or changing seats. To avoid others hearing them, users also need to lower their speaking voices. However, the action of moving closer to each other is easily noticed by others, thus revealing their intention to have a private chat. In classrooms and meetings, it is also inconvenient to change seats at any time. And lastly, you choose to create a private chat room and move there instead. In VR Chat or Rec Room, you can leave your current public room, create a private room with a password, and invite friends in. But users often don't want to disconnect from the group they're in. Therefore, none of these methods truly works. We need a new natural, immersive, and secure approach that facilitate private conversations in social VR environments. Our approach is based on a formative study involving 20 experienced social VR users, which explored user demands, evaluated existing methods, and identified key expectations for private communication in social VR. Users evaluated common social VR apps and pointed out the limitations of the private conversation methods that can be taken in these apps. Based on participant feedback, we identified 5 key characteristics expected in an ideal private conversation solution for social VR: convenient interaction, privacy protection, mode transparency, seamless immersion, situational awareness. Then, we identified key design considerations for private conversation method in social VR, and inspired by the observation that 40% of participants mentioned using whispers in real-life gatherings, finally, we propose a new approach: Whisper. Here is an overview of Whisper, a multisensory technique for private communication in social VR. For initiating private conversations, we adopted a controller raycast-based directional selection method and incorporated light variations to provide an intuitive and non-intrusive signal for the initiation and conclusion of private conversations. The user speaks in their normal voice, which is transmitted as a private message. During message reception, we use multimodal feedback to help recipients easily distinguish between public and private messages and remain immersed. Visually, we implemented proximity-based interactions. The sender's avatar approaches the receiver, moving to whispering proximity, with a hand raised to simulate covering the mouth. Audibly, we implemented a speech conversion technique allowing users to speak normally while producing whisper-like output. Tactically, a silent fan mounted on the HMD simulates airflow of breath, mimicking the breathy quality of physical whispering. To address users' desire for contextual awareness, upon completion of a private conversation, contextual records appear above the respective speakers' avatars, displaying transcribed public conversations in standard text and private messages in blue text. And we implemented Whisper using Unity. Here's a video demo of Whisper.
Here's how it works. The sender selects the receiver with a white laser. The lights dim, and the spotlight highlights the receiver. The sender speaks in a normal voice.
Just said about the exam.
When the sender releases the button, the selected receiver gets the whispered message. So, for the receiver sees the sender's avatar approach. The sender's normal voice turns into a whisper. A subtle airflow near the receiver's ear mimics physical presence.
However, if you can't remember something as a child,
A contextual record shows any missed public conversation.
please note that the phenomenon we are
We conducted a systematic evaluation to assess Whisper's effectiveness in addressing the identified gaps in VR private conversation methods. We selected two representative settings frequently mentioned in our formative study: party and class. We created a dynamic social environment that balanced controlled interactions with realistic scenarios. NPCs engaged in turn-based public discourse using pre-recorded audio. We compared Whisper with two baselines: private talk and text message. Participants were encouraged to engage in frequent private conversations using the technique being tested, discussing either scenario-related topics or personal matters. Simultaneously, they were required to maintain awareness of the public channel, responding promptly and accurately when prompted by NPCs. We recruited 12 pairs of participants, such as close friends or couples. Our evaluation focused on two primary areas: user preferences for private conversations in VR and the immersive experience of social VR techniques. We derived 8 key metrics to address both user expectations identified in our formative study and crucial aspects of effective private conversations in VR environments. To assess users' sense of immersion, we used adapted versions of the IPQ questionnaire for self-presence and the NMSPI questionnaire for social presence. Additionally, we employed the user experience questionnaire to evaluate Whisper specifically, gaining deeper insights into its user experience. Experimental results shows that Whisper demonstrated superior performance across several key metrics for private conversations, including sense of privacy, mode distinguishability, intimacy, perceptual realism, and overall satisfaction. Presence measurements further underscored Whisper's effectiveness. For self-presence, Whisper demonstrated significant improvements across all metrics. Whisper creates a more immersive and realistic private conversation experience, enhancing users' sense of being present in the virtual environment. Social presence measures revealed similar trends, highlighting Whisper's ability to foster interpersonal connections. The user experience questionnaire results further complemented these findings, with participants rating Whisper highly across various dimensions. Notably, Whisper excelled in enjoyability, interest, pleasantness, innovation, and leading-edge design. Thematic analysis of user interviews also revealed strong preference for Whisper, with 17 out of 24 participants selecting it as their preferred private communication method. From these results, our key lesson is: when designing interactive experiences for social VR, consideration of the environment's immersive nature is crucial. Whisper's multisensory interface authentically recreates physical whispering characteristics through synchronized feedback channels, producing significantly higher levels of presence, realism, and immersion. Here are some further discussions on ethical considerations and design for social acceptability. Although Whisper demonstrates promising potential for enhancing private conversations in social VR, our study revealed these limitations that warrant future investigation. This is a list of references. Please see our paper for more details. Thank you for watching.